This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Superheroes come in all shapes and sizes. They don't always meet in an underground fortress. Sometimes they meet in places that appear to be very ordinary to most people. But inside, there are heroes in training. Some are smart, strong, or brave. Maybe they can build cities, or heal people when they get hurt. But even superheroes need some help sometimes. With your support, we can change the world. Together, we are a force that can't be defeated. Support the club. Save the world. Support your local superheroes and donate now to the Boys and Girls Club of Noblesville at bgcni.org.
Being part of a community is more than just living in the same place. It's sharing the same values, like honesty and compassion. For the caregivers of Community Health Network, that means always being open and upfront about how much treatment will cost, and working hard to find ways to help you cover those costs. Because when our community thrives, we all thrive. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake. Yeah.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got a counter right here. Isn't this where you place?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Noblesville High School. It's opening day for softball as the teams are just finishing up, getting their infield going on what has been described as a rather chilly, blustery day. I was talking to our man Steve over here, the scoreboard operator, and he says he never remembers an opening day this cold in the history of Noblesville softball. Umpires are out there already. They're getting ready to meet. Today we have the Noblesville Millers and the Avon Orioles coming to you. Brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners in Noblesville. Glad to have you with us. I'm Brad Silbert. I'd like to thank our crew today. We've got August Lacone out there on the camera. Jim Wofford, Bill Wofford will be our producer-directors this afternoon. And for those of you who are at home watching, sit back, enjoy the warmth because it is one chilly day here in Noblesville. We've got a wind coming straight in from right field. And just to tell you a little bit more about the weather here in just a second. It's currently 39 degrees. And, of course, the National Weather Service has put out a wind advisory for Hamilton County this afternoon. And if you take the scoreboard camera or the flags that are just right in front of the scoreboard, they're almost straight out. They say the wind right now is blowing at about 15 miles per hour, but it feels very, very much cooler. But the other part of it is all things considered, we got a pretty good crowd here this afternoon. A lot of people showing up for opening day. So we're glad that we could be with you here on Hamilton County Television to bring you the opening day festivities and the opening of softball season for the Noblesville Millers. Wind chill, they're telling me now, is about 9 degrees. So a bunch of hardy fans here. I'm amazed. I'm very much amazed. Just about ready for the meeting with the umpires at home plate. I would imagine the concession stand is doing a booming business on hot chocolate this afternoon and coffee. So the coaches are finally coming up to home plate to have their meeting. And as usual, I'd like to thank the Noblesville athletic staff, specifically athletic directors Leah Woolridge, Rich Champion, and our man Andrew Trissler, who is the one who provides us with all the excellent data we get to be able to bring these games to you. And in just a moment, we're going to turn it over to Rich Champion, or Rich Harden. Did I call him Rich Champion? He's smiling down there. We'll be turning it over to Rich to bring us the opening festivities and the starting lineups and the national anthem. Noblesville baseball was supposed to play last night, but that game was postponed because of weather, and I think a lot of people kept looking at their Twitter account and such today, wondering whether this game would be played this afternoon, but so far so good. Like I said, it's 39 degrees, a cloudy sky, a very, very cool afternoon. And we're just about ready to turn it over to Rich Harden for the opening ceremonies.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Noblesville High School welcomes you to Miller Park with tonight's Hoosier Crossroads Conference game featuring the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Orioles of Avon High School, and your home team, Noblesville Millers. Clapping will keep you warmer, trust me. And now, introducing the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Avon High School Orioles. Batting first, number 5 at shortstop, Hannah Sutton. Batting second, number 4 in right field, Gracie Jacobs. Batting third, the designated player, number 6, Michaela Penning. Batting fourth, playing third base, number 11, Mandy Lau. Batting fifth, number 15 at first base, Kate Cooper. Batting sixth in left field, number 31, Amanda Loge. Batting seventh and pitching, number 9, Hayden Batten. Batting eighth in center field, number 23, Lacey Smith. Batting ninth, playing second base, number 12, Carly Anderson. And the flex player catching, number 20, Beth Naninga. Head coach for the Orioles is Harley Cinders. And now, the starting lineup for your home team, the Noblesville Millers. Batting first, playing right field, number 24, Reese Shohome. Batting second, playing first base, number 1, Brooklyn Grayson. Batting third, at third base, number 16, Gabby Fowler. Batting fourth, at shortstop, number 18, Taylor Thompson. Batting fifth and pitching, number 17, Cameron Grayson. Batting sixth, playing center field, number 23, Lauren Duralt. Batting seventh and catching, number 10, Scout DePlega. Batting eighth, the designated player, number 34, Kinsey Pfeiffer. Batting ninth, playing second base, number 33, Bella Shatko. And the flex player in left field, number 7, Kira Thomas. Head coach for the Millers is Deke Bullard. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise and kindly remove your hats. Direct your attention to the stars and stripes of our great country, the United States of America, and join in the playing of our national anthem.
Well, we're just about ready to go here for softball here on a Tuesday afternoon at the end of March, as I said a little while ago. 39 degrees here at game time. Wind, they say, is about 10 miles an hour directly out of the east, but I've got to believe that it's gusting a little bit higher than that, 10 to 15 miles per hour. They say it feels like it's just about 30 degrees here at the old ballpark. Not that it's going to hurt anything or help anything, but the humidity is 55%, which probably isn't going to make a whole heck of a lot of difference tonight. The Orioles come in here after the season last year. They were 21-7, 6-1 in the conference. Millers come in here, finishing last season at 26-6, 5-2 in the conference. and we're just about ready to go. Cameron Grayson for the Millers on the mound. She did a lot of the pitching last season. 3.50 earned run average, 18-4 on the season. Millers only lost 4 seniors to graduation last year, but those 4 seniors had a very, very big effect on this team, and a lot of the success that they had was because of those 4 seniors. Hannah Sutton steps in. She is the shortstop. .341 batted last season. Grayson's ready. The first pitch, a little bit low and inside for ball 1. It was a little bit high and outside, went from low and inside to high and outside. So Grayson is behind shortstop Hannah Sutton, 2-0. 3-0. The 3-0 pitch. Curveball. Just hits the upper part of the strike zone. The bottom dropped out of that and dropped right over the plate to get the called strike on Sutton. There's a pop-up. Is that going to stay fair or foul? It's going to go foul, but the right fielder, Shohome, goes after it. Turns out just to be another strike, just out of her reach. So Grayson has come back from a 3-0 count to make it a 3-2 count on the batter Sutton. That one's high and outside. And the Orioles get the leadoff batter in the game on base via the walk. We'll bring up the right fielder, Gracie Jacobs. She had a .541 batting average just a year ago. She is a senior. That one's fouled off right at the Miller dugout. Bounces right off to Taylor Thompson. She gets it back to the pitcher, Grayson. 1-0 on Gracie Jacobs. A lot of power hitters here for the Orioles. That one's just caught the lower outside corner of the plate for a called strike, so it's 0-2 on Jacobs. This would be a big out here for Grayson if she can get Jacobs here. That one's a little bit outside. Jacobs, good discipline there, not going after that slider that was hooking away from the plate. One ball, 2 strikes. One on, no outs. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tried to slap at that one, went foul. So the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. No outs, 1 runner on. Leadoff batter Hannah Sutton reached on a walk. Did she go or not? She did not. So that works the count full. Second batter in a row that Grayson has taken to a full count. That one's over the outside corner of the plate for called strike 3. So Gracie Jacobs goes down looking. First out of the first inning. That's a big out for Grayson. She's taken the first 2 batters to full counts, and that should give her a little more confidence there. Michaela Penning comes to the plate. Penning looks at a strike over the outside corner. Penning a .421 batter last season. Swing and a miss. Stolen base attempt. She's going to be in there. Nice slide by Hannah Sutton. She slid out toward right field away from the tag. It was a good throw by Duplega, but just didn't quite get there in time. As I said, Hannah Sutton did a good job of sliding into first. 0-2 now on Michaela Penning. There's a pop-up into center field. DeRolf is under it. She's got it. That's the the second out of the inning. That brings up the cleanup hitter, Mandy Loth. Louth was a .338 hitter last season. Avon brought back a lot of their starting lineup from last season this year. Outside corner. Nice job there by Grayson. You can see her developing a little bit more confidence. She was a little shaky out there during the first 2 batters, but once she struck out Gracie Jacobs, she's been moving right along. That's a strike. Oh and 2 on the third baseman, Louth. Bunt goes foul. If that was a bunt, that should be strike 3. They called it a foul ball. Did she slap at it, or did she try to bunt? I thought it was a bunt. They do call the out. So they do rule that was a bunt. So in the top of the first for the Orioles, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on the bases. You're watching Hamilton County Television Sports, brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners in Noblesville.
Being part of a community is more than just living in the same place. It's sharing the same values, like honesty and compassion. For the caregivers of Community Health Network, that means always being open and upfront about how much treatment will cost, and working hard to find ways to help you cover those costs. Because when our community thrives, we all thrive. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered.
Welcome back to Noblesville Softball, IHSAA Softball on Hamilton County Television Sports. Brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners in Noblesville. I'm Brad Silbert. Welcome to Noblesville High School. Opening game of the season. Always an exciting time, but of course, living up north here, a lot of times it's kind of a cool time, too, for starting baseball and softball and some of the spring sports. But Millers managed to get through the first inning without giving up a run to the Orioles. Leadoff batter walked, advanced to second on a stolen base, and then a couple strikeouts in the inning helped Cameron Grayson also. So for the Millers, Reese Shoholm will lead off. That'll be followed by Brooklyn Grayson, Gabby Fowler, Taylor Thompson, Cameron Grayson, Lauren DeRolf, Scout Duplega, Kenzie Pfeiffer, and Bella Shatko will be the 9 batters for the Millers. Hayden Batten comes into this game after last season. She had an 11-2 record, 2.78 ERA. And we are ready to go in the bottom of the first inning. Shoholm appeared in 32 games last season for the Millers. Appeared in every game. Batted .462. Scored 43 runs on 49 hits. Just the kind of player that a coach wants to have there in the leadoff spot. Shoholm steps in, left-handed batter. First pitch, a little bit low for ball one. Shoholm almost made a great play on a foul ball out there in the first inning, just out of her reach. Just couldn't quite make it, but gave it a lot of effort. The 1-0 pitch, that one's fouled off, evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. There's one going down the first baseline. Can Shoholm beat it out? She does. So Shoholm, little pitch that just barely went down the first baseline. She's going to have the base hit, first hit of the game. That'll bring up Brooklyn Grayson. Grayson, a freshman, her first at bat. That one gets away from the catcher, Ninasgay. And Reese Shoholm is on second base. Officially, that's going to be credited as a wild pitch. But Shoholm will get credit for a stolen base because she took off with the pitch. Count is even now on Brooklyn Grayson. That one's fouled straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Haley Batten's ready to deliver the pitch. That one's a little bit low, evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Batten steps to the mound. There's a foul ball out of play. Back into the area, there's building some brand new batting cages back there. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes on freshman Gabby Fowler. Make that Brooklyn Grayson, my mistake. Re-show home at third. Grayson at the plate. The 3-2 pitch. Fouls it off once again. Good battle there between Grayson and Batten. We'll have the full count pitch once again coming to Brooklyn Grayson. Hayden Batten taking her time out there, the pitcher. She's now ready. That one's a little bit low and outside. Great job there by Brooklyn Grayson to draw the walk. That'll bring up Gabby Fowler. Fowler batted over 300 or 400 last season. That's another wild pitch by Hayden Batten. That puts runners both in scoring position. A little bit low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Sophomore Gabby Fowler in her second year. She played in all 32 games last season, batted .434. Miller's with a lot of good young talent. That one's going to hit the outside corner just about belt high. 2 balls, 1 strike on Gabby Fowler. Two balls, 1 strike. Hayden Batten in a jam here for the Orioles. There's one that's going to be caught. Trying to come home on the play is Reese Showhome, and she does score on the sacrifice fly. So Gabby Fowler hits a sacrifice fly to the right fielder, Gracie Jacobs. First out, but the Millers do get a run. Brooklyn Grayson did not advance from second. Taylor Thompson steps in. Good play out there in right field by Grace Jacobs, because that ball wasn't hit real high, but the wind definitely had an effect on the way that ball kind of died there. She's playing in pretty close. Closer to the infield than she is to the outside wall. One and one the count on shortstop Taylor Thompson. That must have just missed a little bit. I'm guessing a little bit low. That makes it 2 balls and a strike. Thompson was a .379 batter a year ago. Just about in the same place, and Thompson didn't go for it. That makes it count 3 balls and 1 strike. Runner on second with 1 out. Millers already have one across here in the bottom of the first. The 3-1 pitch. That one's right over the heart of the plate. Evens the count up or makes it a full count of 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitcher Cameron Grayson waiting on deck. That one's a little bit low and outside. Second walk of the inning for Hayden Batten. That'll bring up pitcher Cameron Grayson. Grayson appeared in 29 of the Millers games last season. Batted .484. Scored 13 runs, had 46 hits on the season. Swing and a miss by Grayson. Looked like Batten took just a little bit off of that. I think she was expecting a fastball and got a breaking ball. Or an off-speed, let's put it that way. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Grayson's in the hole at 0-2. 1 out, 2 on. Runners on first and second. Brooklyn Grayson at second. Taylor Thompson at first. 1 in already. That one's going to be fouled back into the JV field. Just hit the dugout and bounced into the field. JV is also playing tonight. Still 0-2. Grayson did have 8 home runs a year ago, but to get a home run out of this park today is going to be a heck of a hit. That one's fouled down the right side. Nobody's going to get to it. Another 0-2 pitch. That one's high and inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And junior pitcher Cameron Grayson. There's another foul ball. Grayson swung and missed on her first 2 pitches. She's fouled several off. Batten was having trouble getting the ball over the plate to some of the earlier batters, but hasn't had any trouble getting it over here against Grayson. That one's a little bit low. Runners are going to go. Should be a play at third. Safe. Catcher Beth Naningay is going to be charged with a passed ball on that. So now you have Taylor Thompson at second base. Brooklyn Grayson at third. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the pitcher Cameron Grayson. There's a bouncing ball, just foul. To the right side. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Batten sends that one across. That one's fouled back. I've got Grayson up there with 8 pitches so far. Still a 2-ball, 2-strike count. That's a base hit. That's going to score at least one. So Cameron Grayson battles really tough, ends up getting a base hit and 1 RBI. The Millers pick up another run. Second hit of the inning. And courtesy runner. Tatum Ball is at first base. Lauren DeRolf, the center fielder, steps in. Miller's out to a 2-0 lead. That one's inside. Ball takes off with the pitch and ends up on second base with a stolen base. It was a great at-bat there by Grayson. She faced 9 pitches in that at-bat. Was down on the count 0-2. Here's DeRolf. That one goes right between the third base and the third base coach. Got 3 umpires on the field today. That always helps. 1 ball, 1 strike on DeRolf. That one's a little bit outside. 2 balls and a strike. DeRolf, a .404 hitter last season. Millers as a team last year batted .411. Great batting average for the team. The 2-1 pitch. That one's a little bit outside. Lefty Hayden Batten has occasionally had trouble finding the plate here during this first inning. That one's going to be a little low, and that's going to load the bases up once again. That'll bring up the catcher, Scout Duplenga. .392 batter a year ago. The bases are loaded. Miller's with a chance here to blow this one wide open here early in the game. Duplega takes the first pitch for a called strike. Batten ready to deliver the 1-0 or the 0-2, the 0-1 pitch. That one gets away. Will there be a play at the plate? No, there will not. Once again in, and that's going to be out. So we do have 1 run that scores on the wild pitch. That will be Taylor Thompson. That'll be the 3rd run. And Tatum Ball tried to score, but Batten got in there and got the glove on her for the second out of the inning. So that does leave a batter at third base as the Wolf came all the way around to third. 1 strike. There's a solid hit into center field. The Millers are going to put another run on the board as Lauren DeWolf comes across the plate. So Duplega gets a base hit. 3rd hit of the inning fourth run of the inning already. And we're going to have a courtesy runner going out there for Duplega. This is going to be Aaron Clark.
Running for the Millers at first base, number 5, Aaron Clark. Now batting 34, Kinsey Pfeiffer.
So the designated player, Kinsey Pfeiffer, steps in. Pfeiffer, a senior. 8th batter to face Batten in this inning. That one high and out of the play to the right. A long first inning. 2 outs, 4 runs in. Runner on first. Aaron Clark, the courtesy runner at first. That one's inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-0, 1 pitch is fouled back, 1-2. Batten taking her time. The 1-2 pitch. That one's high. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kinsey Pfeiffer, the batter. There's another one that's going to go out of play. You know, I can't say as I see anybody in shorts today. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on. 4 runs in here in the bottom of the first. That one's high, going to be a full count of 3-2. I believe we have a member of the Marine Corps down here this afternoon. Staff Sergeant. Thank you, sir, for your service to your country. Swing and a miss. That will end the inning. So in the bottom of the first for the Millers, there were 4 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 1 left on the bases. At the end of 1, it's Millers 4, Orioles nothing. You're watching Hamilton County Television Sports, brought to
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street. This is South 10th.
We moved 22 years ago.
Well, how come you didn't change the name?
That would have just confused people.
Well, actually, South 10th is Allisonville, if you're from Fishers.
Well, before that it was 37A, and before that it was State Road 37.
So you're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore? It's actually on South 10th. That's Allisonville and Fishers. And before that it was 37A and 37?
So you got that straight?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but rather South 10th Street in Noblesville.
Exactly.
Welcome back to Noblesville. I'm Brad Silbert. It's opening day for the Noblesville Millers softball team. Millers put 4 runs across there in the bottom of the first to take a 4-0 lead. Kate Cooper steps in. That one's a little bit low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Number 15, Kate Cooper at the plate. That's going to be a good solid hit just past the outstretched arms of Taylor Thompson. And the Orioles have got their first hit of the afternoon. Amanda Loge steps in. Loge, the left fielder. Tries a bunt. That one goes foul. It's a good thing that that ball went foul because there was nobody at first base. And Reese Shoholm was running in to get the ball, but the ball just barely made it across the foul ball line. Millers get a break. That evens up the count. 1 ball and 1 strike on Loge. Loge, a junior. That one's a little low and outside. Makes the ball 2 balls, 1 strike. Loge only played in 4 varsity games last season. Another ball on Loge, 3-1 now. There's a called strike. Evens up, or rather, takes us to a full count. Kate Cooper on first base. There's a swing and a foul ball. All the way out of play to the left side. Three balls, 2 strikes on Amanda Loge. That one's a little low and outside. So the Orioles start out the top of the second with 2 runners on. 1 on a base hit, 1 on a walk. That'll bring up the pitcher, Hayden Batten. Batten was a .286 hitter a year ago. Swing. Missed, fouled off to the left. She only had 7 at-bats a year ago. She'd like nothing more than to be able to help her team try to get back into this game. That one's fouled back into the screen. Oh, 2 on the pitcher Batten. That one's high and outside. Makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's a pop-up. That's going to be a foul ball. Nobody, unfortunately for the Millers, nobody could get there. But it does go as a strike, so it evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That was definitely one of those plays where the wind took a hold of that ball. If the wind hadn't got it. the wind had not gotten that ball, that might have been a playable ball. Two balls, two strikes. That one's a little bit outside. Tried to get the slider. She did not bite on it, so that makes it a full count of 3-2. That one's right over the outside corner of the plate. Hayden Batten goes down looking. First out of the inning. Center fielder Lacey Smith steps in. As a team last year, the Orioles batted .369. Smith played in 27 games, batted .286. Runners on first and second. There's a foul ball off to the right. I'd like to thank our technical crew. We've got August Lacone on the camera today. August, I hope he's getting hazardous duty pay because it is cold out there. Producer-director Will Wofford. There's one that's going to go over to third. They get the force out. Good move there by Taylor Thompson. She forces Kate Cooper for the first out of the inning. But there are runners on first and second now as Smith reaches on the fielder's choice.
Now batting for Avon, number 12, Carly Anderson.
Carly Anderson steps in. She's the second baseman. Double steal. So now the Orioles have got two runners in scoring position. Anderson, a sophomore. And Grayson took the ball to first herself and beat Anderson to the bag by just about a foot or so. So in the middle of the second, Orioles, no runs, one hit, no errors, two left on the bases. Middle of the second still, 4-0 Noblesville. You're watching Hamilton County Television Sports, brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners in Noblesville.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street Signs and Banners, conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Being part of a community is more than just living in the same place. It's sharing the same values, like honesty and compassion. For the caregivers of Community Health Network, that means always being open and upfront about how much treatment will cost, and working hard to find ways to help you cover those costs. Because when our community thrives, we all thrive. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered.
Welcome back to Noblesville Softball. Brad Silbert, along with producer-director Will Wofford and cameraman August Lacone. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I hope you're enjoying this game. If you're a Miller fan, I'm certain you are. They're out to a 4-0 lead here, moving into the bottom of the second. The number 9 batter for Deke Bullard, Bella Shetko, steps in. Shatko batted .357 a season ago. That's a strike right over the heart of the plate. A ball and a strike on the second baseman. Put the bat down to bunt. Got it back in time. Makes it 2-1 on Shatko. That one's way outside. 3 balls and a strike. Shatko steps back in. Batten with the 3-1 pitch. That's a nice strike over the outside corner of the plate. I think Shatko thought that was going to be a little bit outside, but she just Batten hit the outside corner of the plate for called strike 2. Full count. It's well hit. Center fielder Lacey Smith is there and makes the first out. So the Millers are back up to the top of the order. Reese Schoholm steps in. Had a base hit to lead off the game. Eventually scored the first run of the game. Scored on a sacrifice fly. First pitch to Schoholm. That's a strike called. Batted .462 a year ago. A lot of power on this Miller team. There's a little pop-up in foul territory. Shortstop Shauna Sutton chases after the one and makes the play. Second out of the inning. That'll bring up first baseman Brooklyn Grayson. Grayson walked and eventually scored the second run during the first inning. Foul ball right back toward the Miller dugout. On deck batter Gabby Fowler had a jump out of the way. The 0-1 pitch. That one's to the shortstop. Will he get there in time? She's safe. So will that be a hit or an error? That's going to be an error on the first baseman. The first baseman, Katie Cooper. Would have been a close play any way you look at it, but the first baseman, Cooper, definitely had her foot off of the bag, stretching to get the ball. That one's fouled right into the dugout of the Avon Orioles. Gabby Fowler's in the hole 0-2. First error of the game. Another foul ball going back toward the old concession stand. Still 0-2. Brooklyn Grayson moving back to first base. Batten's ready. Here's the pitch. Another foul ball back off to the right side. Another 0-2 pitch. That one's way outside. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs, 1 on. And there goes the scoreboard again. There's a pop-up to the left fielder. Lowry is right there. And Loge makes the play. So in the bottom of the second for the Millers, no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 runner left. At the end of 2, Millers 4, Orioles nothing. You're watching Hamilton County Television Sports, brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners in Noblesville.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street. This is South 10th.
We moved 22 years ago.
Well, how come you didn't change the name?
That would have just confused people.
Well, actually, South 10th is Allisonville, if you're from Fishers.
Well, before that it was 37A, and before that it was State Road 37.
So you're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore. It's actually on South 10th. That's Allisonville and Fishers. And before that, it was 37A and 37?
So you got that straight?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but rather South 10th Street in Noblesville.
Exactly.
Shortstop Hannah Sutton will open up the top of the third for the Orioles. Fouls off the first pitch. Seems to me there's been an awful lot of foul balls hit to the right side so far today. Flag still pretty much straight out. Another foul ball off to the right. Players just getting around a little bit late on that pitch. The 0-2 pitch. That's popped up. Grayson comes out of the circle and makes the play. First out of the third, that'll bring up the right fielder, number 4, Gracie Jacobs. Jacobs struck out looking in the first inning. Orioles left 4 runners on base so far in the first 2 innings. Gracie takes the first pitch for a strike called. That one went foul to the left. Oh, and 2. Gracie Jacobs. That one goes a little bit low and outside. Here comes the 1-2. Little bit low. Evens it up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. High. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Gracie Jacobs. Third time today that Grayson's gone to a full count. That one's a little bit low and outside. And Gracie Jacobs draws the full count walk. Kayla Penning comes up. She flew out to center field her first time at bat in the first inning. Correction, we have a pinch hitter. So Natalie Mace steps in, batting for the designated player, Michaela Penning. She is a freshman. Steal. Will she get in there? She's out. Nice play. Got her right on the helmet. So the bases are now empty. We got a 1-1 count on Natalie Mace. There's a shot, just foul onto the right side. We're in the top of the third. Miller's ahead 4-0. Little bit high, evens up the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2. Right past the third baseman. Will they get there in time? No. Good effort. Gall got by Gabby Fowler, but Taylor Thompson managed to get a glove on it, but she was almost all the way back on the infield grass. And Natalie Mace reaches on a base hit. Second hit of the game for the Orioles.
Running at first base for Avon, number 13, Madison Pappas. At the plate, number 11, Mandy Long.
Madison Pappas, another freshman, or rather sophomore, comes in, is a pinch runner. Mandy Louth steps in. Louth struck out swinging in the first. Down in the count 0-1. That one almost got away from Duplega. Made a nice stop in that fastball. Grayson doing everything she can do to keep warm out there. That one's inside. Pappas getting a nice lead there at first. Looks a couple times like she was going to go. Strike 2 evens the count up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's another foul ball off to the right. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes on third baseman Mandy Lau. She takes strike 3 called. So in the top of the third for the Orioles. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on the bases. Middle of the third, still Millers 4, Orioles nothing. You're watching Hamilton County Television Sports, brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners in Noblesville.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street Signs and Banners, conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Being part of a community is more than just living in the same place. It's sharing the same values, like honesty and compassion. For the caregivers of Community Health Network, that means always being open and upfront about how much treatment will cost, and working hard to find ways to help you cover those costs. Because when our community thrives, we all thrive. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered.
We're moving into the bottom of the third for the Millers. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Taylor Thompson, Cameron Grayson, and Lauren DeWolf scheduled to bat. Thompson takes the first pitch for ball 1. There's one that came almost right back toward us. Hadn't been for the screen, that might have been in here. But fortunately, we have Andrew with us here in the box to protect all of us. 1 ball, 1 strike on Thompson. Takes a strike. 1 and 2. There's a well-hit ball into center field. That's going to be over the head of Lacey Smith. Thompson around first, into second with a double. First extra base hit of the game, 4th hit for the Millers. That'll bring pitcher Cameron Grayson to the plate.
Next up for the Millers, number 17, Cameron Grayson.
Lacey Smith was playing her fairly deep, and that ball ended up bouncing just in front of the fence. Well hit ball by Taylor Thompson. There's another one going out to center field. That's out there. That is gone. Home run. Wow. Cameron Grayson got every bit of that ball to straight dead center field. She cleared the fence, and the Millers have got 2 more runs here in the third. When that ball left the bat, I thought it had a chance to get out there, but I thought Lacey Smith, I thought she might have a play on the ball because the wind held it up just a little bit, but it didn't hold it up enough to keep it inside the park. That brings the brain trust from the Avon Orioles out to the circle. So 2 batters and 2 runs. And it looks like we are going to have a pitching change. Looks like the new pitcher will be Lauren Miller. we'll have to see if Batten does stay in the game or not. Miller is a senior.
Now pitching for Avon, number 8, Lauren Miller. At the plate for Noblesville, number 23, Lauren Durrell.
So the bases are empty. First two batters reached for the Millers. Big hit in the inning, the home run center field by Cameron Grayson. Lauren DeRolf walked her last time up. Scored the fourth of the Miller runs. Two and 0 on DeRolf. Nice job there to third, or the shortstop, but Shauna Sutton overthrows first, and Wolf is going to reach on the second Oriole error of the game. So that will be an E6 officially. Shauna Sutton had a lot of time to take and make that play, but she just could not, just couldn't make it. Scout Duplega steps up. She had a base hit in the first inning. Takes the first pitch for a called. Let me start over again. Takes the first pitch for a called strike one. Takes that pitch, a little high and outside for ball one. Evens up the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Lauren Miller got a lot on the ball here so far. That one's way outside. That one's hit to right field. Wind is going to hold that one up. And Lauren DeWolf gets back to first base.
Now batting for Noblesville, number 34, Kinsey Pfeiffer.
First out of the inning, Kinsey Pfeiffer steps in. Lauren Miller didn't pitch a whole lot last year. She only had 6 appearances, but had a 1.84 ERA for the Orioles. That one's a strike over the outside corner. 2-1 now on Pfeiffer. One out, 2 runs in. Lauren DeRolf on second. That one's a little bit outside. Count goes to 3 balls and a strike on designated player Kinsey Pfeiffer. To short, bobbled again. And everybody's going to be safe, and that'll be the second error of the inning on the shortstop, Hannah Sutton. So the Millers now with runners on first and third and 1 out. That'll bring Bella Shatko to the plate. She flew out to center field to start the second inning.
Running at first base for the Millers, number 7, Kira Thomas. Now batting, 33, Bella Shatko.
Kira Thomas, the runner at first. That will be considered a pinch runner. Bella Shatko took the first pitch for a called strike. Runners on first and third, 1 down. Correction, second and third now. Foul ball. Everybody will have to go back. Very close play. I don't think that ball was out of bounds by more than an inch or two. 0-2 on Shatko. One and two. The 1-2 pitch, that one's way outside. Miller's definitely got a little bit more on that fastball than that one's fouled off. Probably one of those pitches that you're protecting yourself at bat more than anything else there, because that was pretty close. I'd say Miller has had a little bit more on the ball than Batten had. That one's fouled right back toward the Miller dugout. Two balls, 2 strikes. Bella Shatko at the plate. Miller's with a 6-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. 4 runs in the first, 2 runs so far here in the third. There's one that's going to get by the shortstop. Another run is going to score. And the Millers are up 7-0. Third hit of the inning. Back to the top of the order. And Reese Schoholm steps in. 1 for 2 in the game. Popped up to the shortstop in the second inning.
Next up for the Millers, 24, Reese Schoholm.
Base hit and a run scored in the first. Schoholm called strike 1. And on the play, Shatko takes second base. So the Millers with 2 runners in scoring position once again, 1 out. 3 already in here in the bottom of the third. There's a foul ball to the left side. Oh, 0-2 on Schoholm. Another foul ball. Still 0-2 on right fielder Reese Shoholm. That one got away. I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, okay. All right. Thanks to Rich Harden for letting us know what happened there. There was a swinging strike 3. So Shatko, or Reese Shoholm, is officially struck out. But the ball got by the catcher. And on the same play, Bella Shatko, or rather, Kira Thomas came in and scored. Bella Shatko ended up at third, and Reese Shoholm ended up at second. Second out of the inning, Grayson bounces out 4-3 for the second out. Another run scores. So Shatko has scored now. So the Millers have scored 5 here in this inning. And they batted around. Gabby Fowler steps in. Little bit high on Fowler. Fowler had a sacrifice fly to right field in the first inning. Reese Shoholm scored on that play. That's going to be a strike on Fowler. There's one that's going to go into right center field. And the Millers have scored once again. Reese Shoholm scores. And Gabby Fowler gets credit for a base hit.
Next up for the Millers, 18, Taylor Thompson.
Taylor Thompson started this inning with a double to right center field. That one's high. One and 0. That one gets away from the catcher, Ninigay, and on the play, Gabby Fowler goes down to second base. 2 balls, no strikes. Taylor Thompson, the batter. Little bit outside, 3-0. Millers have had a great day at the plate so far today. That's a well-hit ball out into right center field to the wall, and Taylor Thompson is going to end up with a 2-base double and an RBI. So that is the 7th run of the inning for the Millers, and they're ahead 11-0 right now. Gabby Fowler scored on that one. Any other day of the week, that ball would have been well out of here. That went all the way to the fence. And Gracie Jacobs made a good play on it there. But not before Taylor Thompson batted a run in and ends up on second with a stand-up double. Cameron Grayson comes to bat for her second time. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Seven runs so far here in the bottom of the third. Miller's on a roll. If that stays fair, that's going to be, oh my, a nice play, but it is a fair ball. And the Millers are going to score another run. So Grayson ends up with a double. That's 2 doubles in a row. And she scores, so that's 12 runs now. 8 in the inning.
Running at second base for the Millers, number 2, Tatum Ball.
Tatum Ball comes back in to be the courtesy runner for Cameron Grayson.
Next up, 23, Lauren.
Center fielder Lauren DeRolf steps in. Millers have taken advantage of an error in this inning, 2 errors in this inning, and a passed ball on a 3rd strike to keep this inning alive and get 8 runs so far. Swing and a miss. DeRolf was one of them who reached on the error earlier in the inning. 8 runs so far here. 2 outs, 1-1 is the count on DeRolf. Lauren Miller sends that one. Runner goes to 3rd. And Tatum Ball is on 3rd base. That's going to be a wild pitch. Way, way out of the strike zone, even though it didn't bounce. Another to the shortstop. This time, got it. Hannah Sutton makes the last play. So in the bottom of the 3rd for the Millers, there were 8 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors, 1 runner left on the bases. At the end of 3, it's the Millers 12, the Orioles nothing. You're watching Hamilton County Television Sports, brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners in Noblesville.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for Logan Street Signs and Banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street. This is South 10th.
We moved 22 years ago.
Well, how come you didn't change the name?
That would have just confused people.
Well, actually, South 10th is Allisonville, if you're from Fishers.
Well, before that it was 37A, and before that it was State Road 37.
So you're telling me that Logan Street Signs and Banners isn't on Logan Street anymore? It's actually on South 10th. That's Allisonville and Fishers. And before that it was 37A and 37?
So you got that straight?
Logan Street Signs and Banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but rather South 10th Street in Noblesville.
Exactly.
Welcome back to Noblesville High School. The Millers have broken this one wide open with an 8-run bottom of the 3rd to make the score 12-0. Orioles here in the top of the 4th will send up the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, that being first baseman Kate Cooper, left fielder Amanda Loge, and the pitcher Lauren Miller. Millers are making a change here. Erin Clark looks like she's going into right field. Grace Jones did come out of the game. The only change we can tell you about so far is Erin Clark going into right field for Grace Jones. Looks like Tatum Ball will stay in the game at shortstop also. And I believe we have Tatum ball. Number 2 going into shortstop. Right back to the pitcher. 1 pitch and 1 out.
Leading off the top of the 4th for Avon was 15 Kate Cooper. Now batting number 31.
Amanda Loge steps in. We do have a new catcher also. I couldn't see who the catcher was. Two and 0 on left fielder Amanda Loge. Catching now is number 18, Taylor Thompson. So she moved from shortstop to catcher. Loge up there with a 3-0 count. 1 down. There's a strike call. Second out of the inning.
Now batting for Avon, number 8, Lauren Miller.
The pitcher, Lauren Miller, steps in. Hot shot to ball. Not going to be able to make the play. Bobbled that one. That's going to be an error. E6. So Lauren Miller reaches. That'll bring up the center fielder, Lacey Smith. First error of the game on the Millers. There's a little nubber into right field. And all of a sudden the Orioles have got 2 runners on. Third hit of the game for the Orioles. Lauren Miller advanced to second on that play. That'll bring up the second baseman, Carly Anderson. Correction, it's not Anderson. Number 13, Madison Pappas.
Now batting for Avon, number 13, Madison Pappas.
First pitch to Pappas is over the outside corner of the plate, called strike 1. Oh and 1, 2 outs. We're in the top of the 4th. That's going to be a strike. 0 and 2 now on Madison Pappas, the pinch hitter. Pinch hitting for Carly Anderson. The 0-2 pitch from Grayson. Swing and a miss. So in the 4th for the Orioles, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left on the bases. Middle of the 4th. Millers 12, Orioles nothing. You're watching Hamilton County Television Sports, brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners in Noblesville.
Being part of a community is more than just living in the same place. It's sharing the same values, like honesty and compassion. For the caregivers of Community Health Network, That means always being open and upfront about how much treatment will cost, and working hard to find ways to help you cover those costs. Because when our community thrives, we all thrive. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Welcome back to Nobles. I'd like to thank the rest of the press box crew here, Steve and Rich, for helping us out this afternoon. Steve was nice enough to bring a heater in here this afternoon, and boys, that made a difference. So don't feel sorry for us folks up here in the press box like we are feeling sorry for Andrew Trissler sitting down there without a hat on. And, of course, his hair is getting a little thin, so his don't tell him I said that, Steve. But it's a very nice, crisp, cool March evening here in Noblesville. Still 39 degrees.
Leading off the bottom of the fourth for Noblesville, number 2, Tatum Ball.
Tatum Ball steps in for her first at bat. Was in the game earlier as a courtesy runner. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. A little bit outside, 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 pitch, a little high. The 3-1 pitch, a hot shot to third, knocked down by Louth. She's not going to get it to first in time. That's going to be the 4th error of the game for the Avon Orioles. Louth did a nice job of knocking the ball down, but she just could not get it back in her glove.
Next up for the Millers, number 7, Kira Thomas.
Kira Thomas came into the game as a pinch runner last inning. She'll bat for herself now. Leadoff runner is on first. Tatum Ball just misses the outside corner. 1-0. And senior Kira Thomas. High pop up. I don't think that's going to stay in the field. Nope. Yeah. Not too many of the fans have left this game yet in spite of the score. Two balls, 1 strike. Evens the count up 2-2. Thomas was a pinch runner in the 3rd inning. Did score one of the 8 runs in the 3rd. That one, she just manages to foul that off to the left side. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. 1 runner on first. Miller's taking care of business tonight, out ahead 12-0. Good little bit of defensive play there by Thomas to get a little bit of wood on that, or metal, shall we say. Another 2-2 pitch. That one's way outside. So Thomas goes to a full count. See what they decide to do with Tatum Ball here. Will she be off with the pitch or not? She'll probably get a pretty good lead, but another foul ball. That's going to be out of play. Been a lot of pitches thrown in this game so far tonight. Yeah, for the bottom of the fourth, the game is almost an hour and 40 minutes old. So Kira Thomas strikes out looking. That'll bring up Bella Shatko.
Next up for the Millers, number 33, Bella Shatko.
Shatko takes the first pitch a little bit outside. Fouls that one off, evens up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Shatko's flown to center, had a base hit. Scored one of the 8 runs last inning. That one's way outside, gets beyond the catcher. That'll be a wild pitch. That'll put Tatum Ball on second base. Two balls and a strike. Bella Shetko at the plate. That was a nice changeup there. She took a little bit off of that, but on the play, one run is going to score here on that gapper. Nice job by Shatko of putting that ball right out there in right center field in no man's land. And Tatum Ball scores. Run number lucky 13 for the Millers. Back up to the top of the order. Aaron Clark. Now playing right field. Clark is a junior. So very little playing time last season. Only 2 games, 1 at bat. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. On right fielder Aaron Clark. The 2-1 pitch. Got around a little bit early on that. Fouled it down left field side. Third base coach playing a little bit of hippity hop there. Clark steps back in with a 2-2 count. A little bit high, goes to another full count. We've had a lot of full counts in this game tonight. Sun beginning to set here just a few minutes before 8 o'clock. We've never actually seen the sun, but it's getting darker. That one got around on that one a little bit too far. That's going to go out of play. Loge, the left fielder, tried to chase that down. She might have had a play on that had that stayed in play. But I think that was another one of those balls that was hit so high that the wind just got right under it and took it away. Another foul straight back. Clark's been up there forever and ever with a 3-2 count. Nice change up there. Gets Clark for the second out of the inning. Brooklyn Grayson steps up. Reached on an air. Reached on a walk. That one's going to left fielder gets it. So that is the end of the bottom of the fourth inning. In the fourth for the Millers, 1 run, no hits, 1 error, 1 left on the bases. At the end of 4, it's Millers 13, Avon nothing. You're watching Hamilton County Television Sports, brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners in Noblesville.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for Logan Street Signs and Banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street. This is South 10th.
We moved 22 years ago.
Well, how come you didn't change the name?
That would have just confused people.
Well, actually, South 10th is Allisonville, if you're from Fishers.
Well, before that it was 37A, and before that it was State Road 37.
So you're telling me that Logan Street Signs and Banners isn't on Logan Street anymore? It's actually on South 10th. That's Allisonville and Fishers. And before that it was 37A and 37?
So you got that straight?
Logan Street Signs and Banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but rather South 10th Street in Noblesville.
Exactly.
Welcome back to Noblesville. I'm Brad Silbert. Thank you for joining us tonight on Hamilton County Television. We are officially through 4 innings. Moving into the top of the 5th. Miller's making a pitching change. Claire Cullen comes in off of the bench. She'll be pitching. Last season, she had a 4-0 record, a 5.73 ERA. And she will be facing the top of the order.
Leading off the top of the 5th for Avon, number 5, Hannah Sutton.
Hannah Sutton steps in. Sutton officially 0 for 1, reached on a walk in the first inning. Millers have left, Orioles have stranded 7 runners so far in this game. Two and 0. The pitch from Cullen. That one's in there over the inside corner of the plate for a called strike. 3 balls and a strike on Hannah Sutton. That one gets away as Sutton moves down to first base. And Gracie Jacobs will step in.
Next up for the Orioles, number 4, Gracie Jacobs.
Jacobs walked in the third. Struck out looking in the first. Cullen having a little bit of trouble finding the strike zone. That one gets away way off the plate. And Hannah Storm moves down to second on the wild pitch. Taylor Thompson goes out to talk to Cullen. Two and 0. Nice pitch right there in the outside corner. Cullen needed that pitch. That one bounces in once again. 3 and 1 on Gracie Jacobs. Millers will get together in the circle. So the conference is over. Miller's out in front, 13-0 here, top of the 5th. That one hits the lower outside corner. Another full count. That one's going to be outside. First 2 runners have reached for the Orioles here on walks. That'll bring up Natalie Mace.
Now batting for Avon, 27, Natalie Mace.
Mace reached on a single in the 3rd inning. One of the 3 hits the Orioles have got so far today. That one's fouled straight back. Mace is in the hole at 0-2. Officials going over to talk to the first base coach. Apparently there's something wrong with the bat. So because of the illegal bat, the runner or the batter is out.
Next up for the Orioles, number 11.
One swinging. Another foul ball off to the right side. So Claire Cullen gets a little bit of a break there. One out here in the top of the fifth. That one's inside. Runners were threatening to steal, but did not. 1-1 on Louth. Oh my. The Orioles are going to get at least one run here on the air on the throw. So Louth is going to reach on an error on the throw. I believe that was the shortstop making the throw. Second baseman. So they do get one run. Bottom line comes down to is now they have runners on second and third with one out. And Kate Cooper. That one almost gets away. Evens up the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. The batter is number 17, Kayla Day. That was a little outside. 2 balls and a strike. 2 runners in scoring position for the Orioles. The pitch from Cullen. That one was low, makes it 3-1. So a 3-1 pitch coming from Cullen. That one's high. The bases are loaded. That'll bring up Amanda Loge. And it looks like we're going to have another pitching change for the Millers. Cameron Grayson is going to come back in and pitch. Orioles have scored 1 run so far this inning on no hits. 2 walks and an error. And Amanda Loge steps in. She's walked. So she's officially 0 for 1. Bases are loaded for the Orioles. That one hits the outside corner, called strike 1.
Now batting for Avon, number 31, Amanda Loge.
Okay, so on that play, nice play to get the force at the plate from 1 to 2. Could not get the second one. So Loge officially reaches on a fielder's choice, but there are 2 outs. That brings up Lauren Miller. Bases are still loaded. 13-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Good heads-up play there by Grayson to get the ball home, to get the force. That one's a little bit high and outside. 2 balls and a strike on Lauren Miller. Rather, 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch from Grayson. That one hits the outside corner, makes it 2-1. Grayson looking to stop this game right here. A little bit low, 3-1. (13-1). Millers are 1 out away from a 10-run rule game. That one's fouled off. 3 balls, 2 strikes now on Lauren Miller. She relieved Haley Batten earlier in the game. There's a bouncer. Over to first. The game is over. So in the bottom of the 5th for the Orioles, it was 1 run. There were no hits. There was 1 error. There were 3 runners left on the bases. So at the end of, or in the middle of the 5th, the final score of this game is the Noblesville Millers 13, the Avon Orioles 1. A good start for the season for the Millers as they do a 5-run, or rather a 10-run rule game. The Orioles just could not get things going tonight for them, but great night if you are a Miller fan. My name is Brad Silbert. We'd like to thank you for joining us tonight on Hamilton County Television. We'll see you next time. Good night.